Darkness swallowed the house. No one moved. The whisper came again, soft, cold, patient. You called for help, but you're already too late. Little Amara buried her face in her mother's chest. Mrs. Eze wrapped both arms around her. "No," she whispered firmly, "this house belongs to God." Mr. Eze switched on the flashlight. Its beam cut through the darkness. The room looked ordinary, but no one felt safe. Then his phone vibrated. The screen lit up. Pastor Daniel. Mr. Eze answered immediately. "Pastor, please come. We need your help." The pastor's calm voice replied, "I'm already at your gate." Everyone froze. Outside, headlights slowly illuminated the compound. Mrs. Eze breathed out. "Thank God he's here."
Vivi, midnight.
The front door opened. The pastor entered quietly. No dramatic entrance, no shouting, only a warm smile. He greeted everyone. Then his eyes rested on Ngozi. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Finally, the pastor smiled gently. "My daughter, you've carried fear for a very long time." Ngozi lowered her eyes. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I'm tired." The pastor nodded. "I know." Then he turned toward the family. "Before we pray, I need everyone to tell the truth. Fear grows in silence, but truth brings light." Mrs. Ease placed the family Bible on the center table. For the first time in years, Mr. Ease reached for his wife's hand without hesitation. The children joined them. Even Ngozi stepped closer. The pastor began reading Psalm 91. His voice remained calm, steady, peaceful. As the words filled the room, Ngozi suddenly stiffened. Her breathing became heavy. "They're here," she whispered. "They found me." The pastor did not stop reading. Instead, he asked calmly, "What do you hear?" Ngozi closed her eyes. "They're calling my name. They're telling me to leave." Mrs. E squeezed Ngozi's hand. "You are not leaving. You are safe here." For the first time, Ngozi looked at her with hope. Then 3 loud knocks echoed through the house. Bang! 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 Nobody moved. A familiar voice came from outside. "Daddy?" Mr. Easy's face changed. It sounded exactly like David. David looked up immediately. "That wasn't me." The voice came again. "Mummy?" Now it sounded exactly like Amara. Little Amara clung tightly to Mrs. Easy. "I'm here." The pastor finally closed his Bible. "Do not answer." Fear often imitates the voices we trust. The house became silent again. The pastor stood. "I'm going to walk through the house. No one follows unless I ask." Slowly, he examined every room. The kitchen, nothing. The prayer corner, he smiled. A house that prays is never abandoned. He continued upstairs, the children's room. He paused, closed his eyes, then quietly shook his head. No. He walked farther down the hallway until he reached Ngozi's room. Again, he remained silent. Then he turned toward a small storage room at the end of the corridor. The room had not been opened in years. Dust covered the handle. The pastor looked at Mr. Eze. "Open it." Mr. Eze frowned. "We only keep old boxes in there." "Open it." The door creaked open. Inside, nothing unusual. Old books, broken chairs, family albums. One small wooden chest. Mrs. Eze looked surprised. I forgot this was even here." The pastor pointed at the chest. "Bring it." Mr. Eze carefully opened the chest. Inside were old family photographs, letters, and one small envelope. The paper had turned yellow with age. Mrs. Eze slowly unfolded it. There was only one sentence. "Never allow fear to choose who belongs in your home." Silence. The pastor looked at the family, then at Ngozi. He spoke quietly. This did not begin when Ngozi arrived. Everyone stared at him. He continued, "She didn't bring the darkness. She walked into a battle that had already begun." Mr. Eze whispered, "Then what have we been fighting?" Before the pastor could answer, the doorbell rang. Once, twice, 3 times. Mrs. Eze looked through the window. An elderly woman stood at the gate. She leaned on a worn wooden walking stick. Her eyes searched the house desperately. The moment Ngozi saw her, the plate slipped from her hands. It shattered across the floor. Her lips trembled. "Grandmother!" The old woman looked up. Tears filled her eyes. "My child, I've finally found you."